Hey everybody, it's Stefan, and it's Tuesday. This week we're talking about being genderqueer and how it relates to our weight and body image. So, it's something I've been thinking a lot about lately and something I've been struggling with because I know that I'm supposed to have this good body image and be okay with myself, but it's really hard to separate being okay with my body from the dysphoria that I feel about being born female. And sometimes it's hard to separate those two things and say, like, I'm okay with my body even though there's this huge thing I want to change about it. But yeah, having boobs aside, I think my story is kind of similar to Jay's in that basically things were fine until puberty. Like, before puberty, I was pretty skinny and, pretty non-gendered, and it was fine. And then puberty hit, and that was okay for a couple years. But then in late middle school, I started to get really fluffy, and even though I worked out, I was on track, I was on soccer, my body was still developing in a way that I didn't want it to. And it was like no matter how hard I worked out, yeah, I still couldn't be in as good a shape as I was before puberty hit. Because I had all this extra fat and hips and boobs, and I all through high school and some early college, I just felt that I wasn't good looking. I didn't fit in with everybody else, and I kept comparing myself to all these other girls, and it was really frustrating because I was always the large or extra large person in the group. It was interesting because I did track and field, and actually in the weight division, shot put and discus, I was actually one of the smaller people. But still, in everyday life, at school, I was still one of the bigger people. So yeah, wearing the wide leg jeans and the baggy shirts and stuff like that, part of it was the fashion of the time, part of it was just me trying to hide myself. An interesting thing is that, realizing that I'm not a girl was really helpful to my body image. When I shop in the girls section, it's always large, extra large, whatever. When I shop in the guys section, it's small and medium. So that made me feel a lot better. And also, when I came to the conclusion that I definitely was not female, I stopped comparing myself to other females as much. So I stopped worrying about how I wasn't as pretty as my sister or stuff like that, because I was like, well, I'm not a girl, I don't have to compare myself to girls. I'm a boy, and I make a better looking boy than I do a girl. So that was good. And also, I think as a guy, it's more acceptable to be a little bit fluffier. Women obsess about weight, and I've never had a problem with my actual weight, it's just more how I look. So one of my friends was like, I knew that you were trans because girls don't tell you how much they weigh, and you don't have a problem with saying how much you weigh. I was like, yeah, I guess, whatever. But yeah. So let's see. Yeah, so girls obsess a lot about their weight a lot of times, but for guys, unless you're specifically in a sport, or I guess there's more pressure to be good looking in the gay community, but guys can be at the beach without a shirt on, and they can be fluffy, and it's whatever. And I decided that if I'm gonna be fluffy either way, I'd rather be a fluffy guy than a good looking girl. So because it's just how I feel. I just feel more comfortable that way. So one of the downsides, though, to being gender variant in terms of having to bind and stuff like that is that it's hard to move around when you bind, and so I feel that by binding and trying to hide my boobs, I got a lot more inactive. I didn't really do sports as much. It was just harder for me to move around, so I just didn't. And now that the possibility of surgery is coming up in the near future, I've been taking, working out and eating better and losing weight a lot more seriously, just in terms of getting ready for surgery. I want to be in as best shape as possible. So I'm doing a weight loss program at school to try to lose a little bit of weight. I've joined the fencing club to try to get into better shape, and I'm also doing this eating plan for men's health, and so far that's going well. Yeah, so far I've lost about 7 pounds in the last 4 weeks, which is good and healthy, and I feel better because I'm more active and more energetic, and that's awesome. One thing that was hard about this is that I had to decide what to do about binding, because binding is okay in fencing because you don't really move the top of your body quite as much as you move the lower part of your body, so the binder was fine. But Rachel and I are now preparing for to try to do a 5K run at the end of March, and so we've started running again. And so I got a secondhand frog bra from someone online, and that's working out pretty well, except it's a little bit small for me, but my boobs do not move. You can tell that they're there a little bit, but if I wear like a puffy vest or something over it, it's cold here. But so if I wear something over it, it's fine for that. I had some regular bras that I had gotten, regular sports bras from Walmart, and they don't really hold at all. So yeah, I definitely need something that smushes a bit, because I have traumaculus gazobs, yeah. I can put my binding video over there if you guys haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's more, regarding my stomach and stuff like that, that's where I carry most of my fat right now, so, when I'm binding, my fat on my stomach helps me a lot, because it helps, hide my boobs, because everything's, the same, distance from my body at that point. But then, once I get surgery, I'll just have a gut, and so I don't want to have that sudden realization that after I finally complete what I want to make myself happy, then I'm still not happy with my body. So, even though I have to deal with having boobs a little bit more before surgery, I think it's worth it in the long run to be accepting of my body after surgery and be okay with things and then go on from there. I think I'll be a lot more active after I finish surgery, because I won't have to worry about binding and stuff like that. And yeah, so yeah, I'm just trying to stay as positive about my body as I can, and think about it more in terms of health and in terms of what I want to do with my body, be outside without a shirt eventually and stuff like that. And instead of thinking about it in terms of weight and in terms of how I match up to other people, I'm just really looking forward to finally being able to be comfortable in my own skin. So, alright, I will see you guys later. Bye.